Can you make money flower farming? The answer is yes, but most people do not understand how beginner flower farmers scale up to being large, full-scale growers and turn a small side hustle into a full-time income. In this video, I'm going to give you the exact stages a flower farm needs to go through in order to become a large-scale, profitable business. And then I'm going to give you a step-by-step guide on how to get your business to that level. If you're new to the channel, my name is Owen, and I've been flower farming for 5 years. As you can see behind me, I've been growing a lot this year. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into step 1 of how to turn a small flower farm into a large-scale business. Step number 1 to scale up your business is to stop thinking like a gardener and start thinking like a farmer. Now, I repeat this time and time again, but it really is a crucial piece of information, and I really struggled with this when I was trying to turn my small side hustle into a larger scale business. If you started off as a cut flower grower just for your home use, just for family and friends, you may be used to growing one of everything. You go through the seed catalog, you circle the things that look pretty, and you buy. You plant the seeds and you have a few plants of every single variety and a beautiful cutting garden. This does not work for the flower farming business. The difference between growing for yourself and growing for a business is the scale of the operation. And in order to increase the scale of the operation, you need to cut down on those varieties because you don't have the time or the space to grow that many of each of those varieties. Now, I recommend you start with 5 to 10 varieties max. You do not need very many varieties to build a bouquet and sell flowers. You need to focus on large-scale production of varieties that actually produce money consistently. If you're looking for crops that consistently produce and you've never grown before, I wrote a full ebook on how to start a flower farm that actually makes money, and there's an entire chapter of the 9 crops that I grow on my flower farm that make me the most money. Another thing to consider when you're trying to shift your mindset from a flower gardener to a flower farmer is you don't have to focus on aesthetics. Now, if you have people on your farm, it may be nice to make it look good, but if you're just starting out, you really do not need perfectly manicured rows. You do not need beautiful greenhouses. You don't need Instagram-worthy shots. As you can see behind me, I mean, it produces, but it's not the prettiest. But you do not need to focus on aesthetics when you're starting out. That's something that you can optimize as your farm grows. Step number 2 to turn your flower garden into a flower farm that makes lots of money is to start small and start simple. You do not need so many varieties. You do not need so many complex systems to get started. You need to make this as simple as possible because when you scale your business, that simplicity is really going to help out. Along with what I mentioned earlier with only growing 5 to 10 varieties at the maximum, you want to keep your farm simple by only selling at 1 or 2 places max. You need to find places that you really think that you can market, you really think that you can sell, and somewhere where you can actually learn to sell, somewhere where you learn what sells, learn what to grow, and how to scale your business from there. My absolute favorite sales outlet for starting to grow your business is farmers markets. And that's because people are coming to buy products like yours. It's pretty much guaranteed that you get eyes on your product, and that's a guarantee that you're going to learn from this experience. You're going to learn how to scale up your business. So the second step is to start small and start simple. Remember, when you're planting your garden, keep it simple. You can just do a square garden bed. This does not have to be super complicated with rows winding throughout. You want to keep it simple because when you scale up, this is going to help you out. Step number 3 is to learn sales. Now, you don't have to go do sales pitches, but you do need to learn which flowers sell, how the flowers sell, and how to make your products sell better at the farmer's market or wherever you're selling flowers. There are a bunch of tricks that experienced flower farmers will be happy to tell you, like me, but the best way to learn is through experience. That's why you just need to start. Start your business, start selling flowers, and learn what works. If you keep it simple, if you keep one sales outlet like a farmer's market, you are going to make sales, and you are going to learn what sells. Some things that you might want to consider researching before you start selling to make sure that this scale up goes well is marketing. You need to know how to sell your products, whether that's online, through social media, on newspaper ads, on flyers, any way possible. You need to learn display tactics if you're selling at a farmer's market, because this plays a huge role in how your customers see your business. And finally, you need to learn garden layout and the crops that you're actually wanting to grow, the crops that make money. You need to know which crops make you money and which crops actually may cost you money based on labor costs, based on seed costs, things like that. You do not need massive infrastructure or massive acreage to get started flower farming. Sometimes smaller flower farms actually make more money in the beginning, and here's why. Imagine Farm A. They have 5 acres of flower field and a beautiful property. They grow all these flowers. I'm talking zinnias, sunflowers, cosmos, you name it. It is beautiful and it is perfect, but they cannot market their product. So it doesn't matter. Nobody even knows about their beautiful flower farm, and they can't sell any flowers. They have all this acreage that they're paying for and they're making zero money. Now, farm number 2 is only 1/8 of an acre, but it is packed with high profit varieties and their marketing is on point. They have a local social media following and a great reputation at the farmer's market. They sell out every week and they make way more money than Farm A with all that acreage and all that infrastructure. What I'm saying here is, to expand your business, you do not need to expand your acreage. You need to reinvest in what matters, and that's going to bring me into our next point. Step number 4 is reinvesting your profits into your business. Once you learn to sell on a small scale, on a simple scale, you know exactly how to grow a few profitable flower varieties that make money. This is when you can start expanding. This is when you can start scaling up both your systems and your flower products. When you're reinvesting in systems for your business, you want to find what costs you the most time, because time is money, especially when you're on a busy flower farm. So let's say you spend all this time, maybe 15 hours a week, weeding your garden beds so your flowers produce properly. Well, one good investment for this would be landscaping fabric. You reinvest in the landscaping fabric and you cut down on those labor hours, and then you can use those labor hours to grow more crops and to grow more varieties of crops. So once you learn how to grow simple crops, a few of them, that actually make money consistently, and then you reinvest in your business so you have more time on your hands, you can start experimenting with some of those fun crops that you see in the seed articles. You definitely want to keep growing those crops that make you money, and you want to make that your primary focus. But if you have extra space and extra time, you can start experimenting with some other crops that may not be as common and may have potential to make you lots of money in the future once you perfect them. Overall, you can't force a flower business. You're not going to have a huge money-making business overnight. But if you start simple, start small, reinvest very carefully into your business, and expand as you learn how to grow varieties, you have a real chance at building a profitable business that makes real money. And this can even scale into full-time jobs for some people. So if you use these steps to take your business through the 4 stages of growth, you do have a real chance at building a highly profitable business in the flower farm industry. Flower farming is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of consistency. But over the past 5 years, I have learned to grow and scale my business into a pretty successful local flower farm. Now, if you want to learn exactly how I did this, I wrote a full 100+ page ebook that breaks down everything I did, my beginner mistakes, and a step-by-step guide on how you can do the exact same thing. If you've enjoyed this video and you want to see more free flower farming content in your YouTube feed, go ahead and like the video and hit the subscribe button, because that is going to let YouTube know that you are interested, that you want more free content like this, and you'll be able to build a flower farm in no time. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time.